Okay, let's dive right into this explainer by talking about one of the absolute most universal, anxiety-inducing property headaches out there. You know the feeling, right? A total dead stop in your wastewater flow. Suddenly, the drains are backing up and boom, you are instantly thrust into the high-stakes, incredibly stressful world of plumbing repairs. Look, we all start with the plunger, obviously. But what exactly happens when that trusty piece of rubber just doesn't cut it? The sheer stress of a backed-up drain is completely valid, mostly because we know the real problem is buried somewhere under our floors or walls or out in the lawn. So today, we're going to introduce you to the two heavyweight contenders designed to actually save your pipes when things go seriously wrong. All right, here's how we're going to break this all down round by round. 1. The clogged pipe dilemma. 2. Contender 1, hydrojetting. 3. Contender 2, pipe relining. 4. Comparing costs and time. 5. Choosing the right solution. And finally, 6. Hiring smart with the right questions to ask. Part 1. The clogged pipe dilemma. When wastewater flow slows down. Moving to Section 2. Contender 1, hydrojetting, the targeted cleaner. So when the pros finally arrive, you're usually presented with a couple of options, and the very first is hydrojetting. Now, I want you to think of this as an incredibly intense, targeted car wash specifically for the inside of your plumbing. It uses a high-pressure water cleaning method paired with a specialized jetter nozzle to safely scour nasty grease, heavy scale, stubborn mineral buildup, and all sorts of soft blockages. It's essentially a fast, aggressive, single-service cleaning job. And as for the price, well, that's generally based on three main things: the diameter of your pipe, the total length of the run they have to clean out, and, frankly, how difficult it is for the crew to just physically access the line. Up next, Part 3, Contender 2, Pipe Relining, the Comprehensive Rehabilitator. Now, what if a simple cleaning just isn't going to cut it? Enter pipe relining. This is a trenchless rehabilitation method where a flexible liner is installed directly inside your damaged pipes and then carefully cured in place. Basically, it's like building a brand new pipe right inside the old one. Once it hardens, it creates this completely seamless, totally new inner surface. And the absolutely crucial takeaway here, relining is a comprehensive structural fix. It's explicitly aimed at addressing deep deterioration, actual cracks, and real compromises in the pipe's integrity, not just knocking out a temporary blockage. So, the timeline for this method generally breaks down into 4 distinct steps. First up, an internal camera inspection. This is absolutely mandatory to map out the damage. Second, the pipe undergoes some really rigorous cleaning and prep work. Third, the liner is carefully installed. And finally, fourth, you just have to allow for some curing time so that the brand new inner pipe can fully harden. When you break it down like that, you can clearly see why pipe relining takes a lot longer and involves significantly more scheduling than just a quick jetting appointment. But it's really important to keep in mind that while it does take longer, the overall disruption to your life is still way lower than traditional open excavation. I mean, nobody wants their whole yard dug up, right? This is all done trenchlessly. Now, here is a really fascinating hidden truth about the plumbing world. These two methods, they aren't actually enemies fighting for your dollar. In fact, they often work together as part of one complete workflow. If you're getting your pipes relined, the old pipe has to be immaculately clean so the new liner can actually adhere properly. Because of that, hydrojetting is frequently included as a totally necessary preliminary step in the relining process. It's not just an either-or situation. All right, Section 4, comparing cost and time in this heavyweight matchup. When you put them head-to-head, hydrojetting is, generally speaking, much faster and less expensive per visit. It's essentially a single-service symptom reliever. The crew mobilizes, runs the jetter, and they're out of there in a relatively short window. Pipe relining, on the other hand, definitely takes longer and undoubtedly costs a lot more upfront. But you're paying that higher initial cost because it functions as a longer-term structural repair method. It's designed to actually cure deep deterioration rather than just blasting away a temporary obstruction. But, we don't live in a perfect world. A supposedly simple fix can suddenly get really complicated, really fast. There are real-world variables that will absolutely impact your final bill. For instance, do you have tight line access constraints? Just how severe is the tree root intrusion out in your yard? Are there multiple affected branches in the plumbing system? Are you going to need city permits or special utility coordination in your specific jurisdiction? Or what if there are additional segments of pipe that also need lining once the plumber actually gets down there? Any single one of these factors will inevitably change that initial estimate. Section 5, choosing the right solution by matching the fix to the failure. So, with all these variables floating around, how do you actually know which tool is right for your home's specific job? Well, you have to precisely match the fix to the specific failure your pipes are experiencing. If your problem is primarily buildup, we're talking grease, scale, soft blockages, then hydrojetting is totally your likely solution. It's fast and it works. But if the root cause of your backup is actual structural damage, meaning cracks, water infiltration points, or maybe partially collapsed sections, hydrojetting might temporarily improve your flow, sure, but it will absolutely not permanently restore that pipe. For real structural issues, pipe relining is the fix you need.
Finally, Section 6, hiring smart and protecting your wallet.
Look, before you sign a single piece of paperwork, you really need a practical checklist to ensure you're getting exactly what you need and absolutely nothing you don't. You need to demand a clear scope of work. Ask your contractor these essential questions. First, is an internal camera inspection actually included in this price? Second, what exactly does this quote cover? Are we talking just an inspection and a cleaning, or does this include the full liner installation and final restoration? Third, what's the protocol if additional damage is found midway through the job? Fourth, what specific materials are being used? What's the curing method? And what kind of warranties am I getting based on my pipe's condition? And lastly, if they're just doing hydrojetting, will they verify the cleaning results with a follow-up camera inspection to actually prove the line is clear? As our source material wisely points out, the best cost is usually the one that matches the pipe's actual condition. And that's why an internal camera inspection is frequently the absolute key step in choosing confidently. Guessing what's wrong with your plumbing is incredibly expensive, and running a camera down there takes that guesswork completely out of the equation. Which brings us to our final empowering thought to wrap up this explainer. The next time you face a slowed down drain and have to choose a path forward, I want you to ask yourself this. Are you just treating the symptom with a temporary cleaning? Or is there underlying damage that means you actually need to cure the disease with a structural repair? Understanding the true condition of your pipes is literally the only way to choose the right fix for your property. So get that camera inspection, ask the hard questions, and make your choice with confidence.